Hello, welcome to our course on exploratory data analysis with Excel. In this class, we are going to study how to construct data dictionary.
To do so, we are going to use our cardiovascular disease dataset available in Kaggle. If you want to download it, you can just click in the link below. The data dictionary, it's a repository of information, more specifically of metadata, which is data about the data itself, that is useful for data analysts, database administrators, and other data-related professionals. And the main purpose of a data dictionary is to provide a clear and detailed description of the data. Right? There is no single way of building a data dictionary. It's going to depend on the analysis that you want to make and on the information that you want to convey to your users or to any stakeholder involved in this data analysis process. Well, the structure of the data dictionary, it usually contains two main fields that are one field corresponding to the variables that we have in our data set and another one corresponding to the description of this variable, right? In my screen here, I am showing you the original data set here on the left. And on the right, I have another screen showing the data dictionary that I have already designed for this data set. When we look at this data set, we see a number of variables here, and in principle, all these variables are numerical, but the fact that I have a numerical value within a variable does not necessarily mean that this is a numerical variable, because it can be a categorical variable represented, whose categories are represented by numbers. And one way of checking if we have a numerical or a categorical variable is by applying a filter here to the variables and having a look at them, right? So the IDs, for example, I can see that they span a wide range of integer numbers, the ages as well, they range from 20 to 80. The gender, in this case, I have only two genders represented by 0 and 1. The chest pain, we have 4 different values from 0 to 3, all of them integer. And I can do this type of analysis for all the variables that I have in my data set. After I do that, I have some important information that I can add to my data dictionary. So first, important information, as I said, is the name of all the variables that I have in my data set and a description of these variables. And the reason why I add this description is because sometimes the name of the variable is very intuitive. So we know, for example, that age means the age. In this case, I'm adding the context that we are dealing with patients. And then we have gender, chest pain. This variable, for example, it may not be so intuitive. What does BP mean? Right, in this case, I'm telling you that BP means blood pressure. And I'm also giving the unit that is used to measure the values within this variable. And the same type of analysis I can do with all the variables that I have here, right? So I present their description. Sometimes I show, for example, the encoding scheme that I use. The variable fasting blood sugar indicates if the patient's fasting blood sugar is greater than 120 milligrams per deciliter, and it's typically represented as a binary variable in which 1 means true and 0 means false. Then the third column of this data dictionary is the variable type. In this case, I have some numerical and categorical variables, and the numerical ones I am informing if they are integer or continuous. Here I have a numerical continuous variable, which is the old big. And then the categorical variables, I am informing if they are either binary or integer. And finally, in the fourth column of this data dictionary, I am presenting the range or the domain of these variables, right? When I'm talking about a range, I use the standard brackets. When I'm talking about a set of categories, then I use the curly brackets to represent the set of possible values of that specific variable, right? So this is very important to maintain the consistency of this notation. That's what I had to present about the data dictionary. Thank you for watching.